Hey, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Grace Barbic of the Journal-Star, and I have the pleasure of sitting down with two of the 5 members of the Way Down Wanderers, a Peoria native band. And can you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, it's great to be here today. I'm Collin. I sing and play mandolin and violin in the band.
Austin, sing and play guitar in the band.
Awesome. So, yeah, they have just recently released their sophomore album, Illusions, in February, and they'll be performing at the Peoria riverfront on June 7th. So are you guys on tour right now, or what's going on?
Yeah, we started a tour back in March with some release shows from our new record, and following that up with just a summer full of dates across the Midwest, mostly. So.
Yeah, we've been really looking forward to our hometown show for a while now, so can't wait for June 7th for sure.
Yeah, so now, Way Down Wanderers, that's kind of a unique name. Is there a certain story behind that or significance to the name? How'd you come up with that one?
As Austin likes to say, we definitely grew into the title. It was kind of a name we were just throwing around when we were in a different band a long time ago, and we never ended up using it, but it had always kind of stuck with us. And I guess for me, it kind of reminds me of traveling and exploring new places, and that's something I think we always dreamed of doing, and it's definitely cool that we get to do that and use the band to be able to do so.
Well said.
Yeah, so also I understand that the two of you guys are brother-in-laws?
We are, yeah. Colin's sister and myself got married just last year, so we're an official family band. We're adding that to our genre list.
Right, and so has that affected your work relationship or how you guys work together?
Honestly, at least from my perspective, I don't think it has. You know, we've always been very close friends, you know, long before they had even started dating, which was quite a long time ago. So I think it's kind of been a natural thing for us all along, and I sort of have always looked up to Austin as an older brother in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's definitely, especially in like a co-writer circumstance that we're in songwriting, it's really nice to have someone you're particularly close with, it can be a vulnerable experience, sharing songs and stuff like that. So having, a family connection is really helpful.
So did you guys know each other before the marriage, or did you meet his sister and that's how you guys met?
They met through me. I will take the credit here. Yeah, I met Austin back in Peoria. We were both just kind of playing shows in the Peoria music scene, and I think I was 14 and Austin was 18 or 19 the first time we met. So we go back pretty far.
For sure.
So how did the Way Down Wanderers get started as a band? How did you join together and get your other 3 members and get to where you're at today?
Yeah, the two of us initially started just in a completely different band in the area. We were just backing up a songwriter. Austin was playing drums at the time, and that band kind of broke up, didn't really do much, and the two of us continued being friends and playing music together. So we'd just been writing the music together for a long time, and maybe Austin can fill in how we met some
together. We met our bassist, John Williams. He was working at Leaves and Beans up in the Heights. We met him through a mutual friend of Colin's. And I think from the first practice, we were pretty well connected with John. It was just like a great fit. And so he's been around, I think, since our second show that we've ever done. We met our drummer, John Marikoski, through a mutual friend that was studying with him at U of I down in Champaign. And we actually met our banjo player Travis at a music festival in his hometown of Alpena, Michigan. So we were up there for a fest and kind of looking to fill a position in the band, and we kind of just met him that evening, and a couple weeks later we hit the road. So yeah, it's been a solid few years with those guys.
Nice. And so then I was reading about your music, and you guys said you have kind of like a grassroots, alternative folk center, but you kind of branch out and do different styles. So with both of you being songwriters, how does your musical style affect your lyrics and how you write?
Definitely. I think, the style is definitely something you're always kind of keeping in mind in the initial writing process, but I generally try not to think about it too much when I'm initially writing and just kind of let the song go where it goes. So, yeah, I like to try and challenge myself to think of different lyrics or different different ways to write a song that I might not have thought of before to kind of keep things interesting and different from the previous works.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a lot of the times you can find that you're getting in your own way with songwriting, and I think that breaking down those barriers from, like this song feels like a bluegrass song, so I'm going to write it this way, or this one feels like more of a jam tune. I think breaking those walls down is kind of what gives it that unique sound that's kind of hard to place. Is just like just a genuine style, so to speak.
Right.
So
when you guys are writing songs, is it usually a collaborative effort between the two of you, or do you go off and have certain songs that are your own? What's your writing process?
Typically, on the first record that we did, a lot of it was I would bring a song in, or Collin would bring a song in that was mostly completed. But with the second record, we've definitely been collaborating a lot more. Just from the get-go, or like midway through a song, we've been able to work on a piece together, which has been really awesome.
Yeah, it'll usually start where one of us will bring a little short part of something to the table. Like Austin will show me a verse that he's working on and be like, oh, I need help on a chorus. And then I'll kind of come in and try and fill in some of the pieces where maybe one of us gets stuck.
Right. So going off of that, has your hometown of Peoria had influence on any specific songs or just any themes throughout your music at all?
I would say so. For me, definitely, I have a lot of songs about leaving Illinois and kind of wanting to return home, and I definitely have Peoria in mind specifically when I'm writing those songs, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of, obviously, growing up here, we hold lots of experiences and memories, which are found in a lot of our material, for sure. Yeah.
So, what else do you guys like to write about when it comes to music?
It really kind of depends on personal experience. I would say a lot of the songs on Illusions, there's some love songs on there. But yeah, some songs about touching on mental health for me, and some stuff about growing up, and it really has to do with a lot of life experience, I would say, and definitely being on the road kind of serves for some inspiration for those songs too.
Definitely.
And so, other than that, you just said, being home, what other things inspire your songwriting, your performance style, and your sound? Do you have any musical role models that you look up to?
Definitely, yeah. Everyone in the band, kind of comes from a different background, which is something that I think is really special. So I personally have always loved, stuff like the Beatles, really love like Band of Horses, Edward Sharpe, stuff like that. I know Collin has some favorites.
Yeah, it's similar music for sure. I grew up, my grandpa was in a bluegrass band. They played a lot of folk music, so I kind of grew up around that. As a kid, just watching some of their shows, I always wanted to play the mandolin and eventually got one as a kid. And yeah, I would say they kind of inspired me to sort of play in the folk genre and explore some of those sounds.
So what do you think makes you guys different from other bands? You said you have people from all different backgrounds. Do you think that gives you an advantage over other bands who maybe aren't as fluid or flexible?
I don't know about an advantage, but I definitely think having, people from all different types of backgrounds can bring something different to the table. Like our drummer studied jazz for years, and that's just something I have absolutely no idea about. So it's really cool to be able to learn different things from each other as musicians and then apply that to the songs.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Our bassist kind of came from a classical background throughout middle school, so I mean, what he can add to the song is, tons of great parts in the studio as well that I couldn't add myself. Whereas, I always have lyrics or do some type of hip hop spoken word type thing. So I think everyone putting in their little piece is what makes the group what it is, whether it's Americana or country or bluegrass,
Right. So like I had mentioned earlier, you guys have just recently released your sophomore album, Illusions, in February, and you have some awards to back it up. Like you guys were named the 2019 official showcase by the Folk Alliance International. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
So how are you guys feeling about this, and what do these accomplishments mean to you?
It feels good. For years we've put in a lot of work on the road. Probably like 5 years of just touring really hard. With the release of our second album, I think it feels like a good accomplishment to receive some credit for some work we've done. I don't want to say I feel like we deserve any of it, because I feel like it's just really important to work hard and keep going. So.
Yeah, definitely. We're all really flattered with the coverage and promo we've gotten since the release of the record, and definitely agree that just being on the road and playing as much as possible is kind of what got us to that point, and it's something we're definitely going to keep on doing, for sure.
And so you guys will be coming to Peoria June 7th. How are you feeling about this hometown performance?
I couldn't be more excited. We're playing with some of our favorite bands from Peoria. So we're playing with the Blank Stares and a band called Harvest Sons. So two of our favorite bands, and we're really excited to be playing with bands from Peoria for this show. So can't wait to see all of the hometown friends and family out, for sure.
Yeah, CEFU Center Stage is always my favorite time of the year, especially in Peoria. Always looking forward to it. So.
And so, what is next for you guys? Will you continue to write? Do you have plans for another album, more touring? What's up?
Yes, plenty of touring. Just planning a big Midwestern tour throughout the summer and some Eastern stuff this fall. We're working on some new material, slowly but surely, and just keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah, the next thing I'm probably most excited about is our festival coming up in October in Southern Illinois. We get a big weekend together of some of our favorite bands, and yeah, we're having the infamous String Dusters this year, a band that we've had the pleasure to go on tour with and open for those guys across the North and Southeast. So yeah, we're pretty excited for that too.
So for those listening, where can we find your music at?
All major streaming platforms, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, iTunes, all those things. You can order merchandise, vinyl, CDs, and other things at thewaydownwanderers.com.
Yeah, if you like to shop local, our CDs are at Relics here in Peoria too. We're really grateful for them for carrying our stuff.
Definitely,
super cool.
Yeah.
So any social media plugs that you want to put out there? Are you guys on Instagram,
yes,
Facebook?
Instagram, The Way Down Wanderers, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual suspects. We're out there.
Awesome. Well, do you guys have anything else that you would like to add?
We'll see y'all June 7th at the CEFU Center Stage, and support your local music and local paper, for sure.
What he said.
All right. So once again, I'm Grace Barbic of the Journal-Star. Thank you, Austin and Collin, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
These are the chief songwriters from The Way Down Wanderers, and like they said, they'll be here in Peoria performing on June 7th.